puppy. Long stockings. Thank you. Indeed. And greetings upon you, beloved and holy friend. Thank you so much for joining me here again and for sharing light. For sharing light with me. Even if you're just receiving light into your eyeballs right now, you are creating, sharing light with this world. And I cannot thank you enough for doing what you're supposed to be doing. Isaac is here already. Thank you. Good morning to you, Brother Bear. Good morning to you, Naren. Man, it's been a while. In the meanwhile, since I've been missing you, I've went onto your Instagram, watched a bunch of your videos, checked a bunch of your posts. Was such a nice look into your life, Brother Bear. Thank you for joining me here again. How are you doing, man? How's life been treating you? How have you been treating yourself? And have you found a lesson, a truth, an understanding within this time that you spent away? Ermias Plur, goodness. I want to talk about the reason we're here today. Not here necessarily on stream. Good morning, Brother Dan. It's nice to have you here. Patriot, the beard Patriot. It's so nice to have you, man. Like the reason we're here, it's something that I touched on yesterday. We were kind of flopping around a little bit, talking about a bunch of different things. But one of the things that we touched on was our our reason for being here, fundamentally, like the reason we are here. We're not just these human being life forms or forms in general. We're the thing underlying it, but why is that thing underlying it here now? And it has been something that I've been asking myself for so long, and it's like I wanted an answer that was going to be specific, I guess. And yesterday, I basically set out to go on an adventure, a psychonautical adventure, if you will. And there was so much surrounding it that was interesting to me. Like the whole day was kind of prefaced with this feeling of duality. It was Tuesday, of course, and there was some anxiety building in me as well for the psychonautical adventure I was going to go on that night. I went through the day, tried to be experienced as much as I can and be as present as I can. And when it got to the moment that it had to happen, it was literally 11, well, 10, 22 minutes past 10, so 22, 22, and 22 seconds past that, I started lighting up and inhaled all of it, held the breath for as long as I could, and it was like a remembrance, like a genuine remembrance of, oh, I recognize this place. And every single time I have a dimethyltryptamine experience, it is always, I want to say, the same. Not the same in context, not the same in color, not the same in complexity or whatever's going on inside of my visual field, but the same place, if that makes sense. Like wherever you go when you're in that state of mind exists, and it's always in a state of existence. It doesn't go away. And it was difficult. This time around it was difficult because for some reason I didn't want to go. And at that point it's too late. At that point it's too late for me to not want to go because I've inhaled the smoke. I've inhaled the smoke. It's done. And for some reason I didn't accept that. There was so much duality in what I wanted that I couldn't get either. I couldn't have the experience of being myself in my room, looking at my painting, but I couldn't have the experience of breaking through and experiencing a state of awe in bliss. And it was like I was doing it on purpose. It was like it was a forced thing, and I I got a headache. I still have a mild, like if I do certain things, the headache comes back. But I got a headache with the amount of fighting I was doing on a mental level. And I remember coming back, and the first thing that I mentioned is that every single time I have that experience, the first thing, the very, very first thing that it reminds me of is that I'm here for this experience. Which is ironic. You know, what experience informs you that you're here for the experience that isn't that experience? You hear what I'm saying? It's like, oh, I want to drink water. And then as I swallow the water, my body tells me, I'm drinking this water so that I can be thirsty. That's the feeling you get. And it's so dual. It's so dual of a feeling. And it's one that's very hard to consolidate or rationalize in our normal way of thinking of the world. And I had a hard time with it. I had a hard time with it where instead of just closing my eyes and melting more, I was fighting it, you know, like I was under attack. And I kept my eyes open for 95% of the experience. About halfway through it, Pippi wanted on my bed. I helped her up. She sat next to me. I looked at her, and I could see her as Pippi. I could see my painting as my painting, even though it had more depth to it at most, but it wasn't anything out of the ordinary, if you will. I finished the experience. I basically rationalized that I don't think I'm doing that again anytime soon. That is like the feeling I got. I feel like I understand what I came here to feel, and I understand what I'm supposed to be doing going forward. And on those little, so I have a few of them left, but me and my friends did a bunch of pre-rolls of these little chunka joints, and we write these little messages, as you friends know, on the Garrick papers. And having chosen one at random, I didn't know what the message was. And upon opening it, it said understanding. No, understand. So less understanding, more understand. I'm sorry, Pepe. And I feel, it's naive for me to say I understand, obviously. But if anything, I understand more so than ever that we're here to share love. We're here to share light in a way that is not told, but seen, felt. Like we live in a world that has so much beauty in it. And the only reason we live in a world at all is because we're surrounding a sun. There would be no life without light. And we as human beings, we emit light on a pepe we emit light on a physical level. Like our actual bodies emit light as well. But we can emit light with our words, we can emit light with our actions, we can emit light with the way we look, at someone, the way we move. And that's what we're here for. The next place, be it the realm of spirit, be it the afterlife, be it the ethereal realm, be it another dimension, it's always there. And we've been there an infinite amount of times, as we've been in this life an infinite amount of times as well. But the fact that we're here now means that we're supposed to be unequivocally, undeniably here, genuinely here. And my fighting to be here after having smoked the DMT, I feel, and then seeing it's the understand joint, it's so weird. And I had, like, as I said, I had a horrible headache afterwards. And I was like, yep, that's the price of understanding. And then I was rationalizing, maybe, this is my brain feeling a little bit more pressure with all of the amount of information that I experienced, but didn't allow myself to experience. Instead, I just kept my eyes open. It's so surreal. I've never had an experience like that, and it's not one I would recommend or one I would want someone else to have, because the experience itself wasn't what was important. It just informed me that this is what's important. Us living this life is what's important. Us being here and sharing light with one another is what's important. Maybe if anything, it's good to be a reminder that experience. It can inform us, but I don't think it is the point, if that makes sense. There is still a big part of myself that is fascinated by this compound. It's endogenously produced, after all. What part does it play in our consciousness? What part does it play in our dreaming states? What part does it play in our waking life, in our conscious experience of this world right now? And I believe it has a lot of, weight in those things. But the experience itself, let's say if I could upregulate my brain to be having that experience constantly, I don't think I would want to do that. At least not to that point. I want to read something worth saying, and then I'm going to be completely present with you, friends. What do I truly want? I want to change this world for the better. It's a question I had to ask myself, and this is the one I open up to. This is the next thing worth saying after it. The universe wants only to extend through you that which expresses love in the world. It is called creation. That which expresses love into the world. That is what we're here for. On like imagine infinite darkness, infinite planes of darkness, and then us sprouting into that darkness as these beings of light. You know what I feel is the thing that irks me a little bit. The experience that comes next is so beautiful. It's so complete, it's so all encompassing, undamageable, unscratchable. You can't do it wrong. You can't fail. You can't get hurt. You can't get ugly. And yet, it feels lonely. It feels so lonely. It feels like because of that state of existence, because of the amount of information to be experienced, just being, it's almost too much to bring another entity into that. Because as soon as you do, then you're experiencing twice as much. Because you're looking into the eyes of another infinity. And then if there's a third, you know, and then fourth. So it feels lonely. It feels very lonely. And it's like they want you to be there. It's like the spiritual realm wants us to die, but we want to live. Death may come, but it will never remain, but an obstacle to life. Death may come, but will never remain, but an obstacle to life. Huh? Isn't that interesting? Things die, right? But death doesn't remain. Only life does. There's only life, and then things that are alive die. But then that thing that died, gets turned into food by billions of other living organisms. That dead thing turns to life again. Life will triumph, friends. It does every single time. And we're in that part of our existences where we're life. We are life. Think about that for a second. Just hold that thought in your mind. You are life. Literally. It's making me emotional. And you are death as well. You are infinite after all. But you're here to be life, to be alive, to breathe. so interesting about that experience as well is it doesn't make you forget how to breathe. It makes you forget that breathing is a thing, or that breathing is important, or that breathing is something that you need to do. And technically DMT has the added benefit of being a neurogenic compound, and there's a bunch of studies that show, when we do breathwork exercises, DMT gets upregulated to try and protect our neurons from getting damaged. And that's the theory for it being released when we're born and when we die as well. But it reminds you, it makes you aware of the fact that we're here to breathe as well. And if you don't breathe, it's like you're allowed to go deeper into that experience. That which is breathless is dead. But even the dead doesn't remain. It isn't dead. It's so surreal. It's so surreal, and I hope, this translates a little bit. Ryan said something yesterday in our yoga session where he mentioned that I'm like a psychonaut, like an adventurer that goes on these adventures and tries to bring back as much information as I can, as much value as I can, because I don't think these experiences are necessarily something that we all want to have, or do I think it's something we all should necessarily have. And being able to have these experiences and trying to bring back as much as I can, having you have the experience, be it vicariously, it's an interesting role to play. I'm I'm feeling into, what Terence McKenna must have gone through. Like I don't think I'll be able to do what Terence McKenna did. Like that dude did so many drugs. Like I think he had like upwards of 50, ayahuasca experiences or something. I don't know if I can do that. I don't know if I can do that. I don't know if I want to. And it's interesting to me because I feel that is one of the biggest things with psychedelics as well, is how non-addictive they are. What compound directly after experiencing it makes you say, I don't think I ever want to experience that again. And then we still do experience it again. But that is one of your initial thoughts after coming back from an experience like that. And there's nothing quite like that. Like you drink some alcohol, makes you feel a little bit fuzzy. You're like, I can vibe with this. You smoke a joint, makes you feel a little bit warm. I guess it can be the same with anxiety and say you'll never smoke weed again. But it's not an aversion because you're scared of it or you feel it's wrong. It's an aversion because you realize just how important this experience is. And where these other experiences, like let's say alcohol, weed, let's talk about some stimulants as well, let's talk coffee or Adderall. It makes us more enthralled in this experience, where that one does the opposite. And upon coming back, you become more enthralled with this experience because you're so much more keenly aware of it. But upon initial leaving of it, it's boundary dissolving, melting, if you will. Sorry for like really spacing. I wanted to get as much out as I can. The garden looks scary. It is, friend. It's very scary. There's a bunch of snakes around, maybe some cows, like a lot of insects, so many spiders. But it's I'm pretty sure I'm more scary than all of the rest of them are, friend. Hey Melty, Pineapple Cube. Sorry for taking so long, friend. How are you this lovely 1 a.m. in the morning? Dude, I'm feeling a little bit tired still. Like my mind is processing. I'm still trying to consolidate understanding. How about you, friend? Multiple lives, multiple dimensions. This life is just a practice run. It's not a practice run, my friend. It is the one. Everyone is the one. Your life is the life. You are life. And you need to be living life right now. Enjoy these days where you're able to stay up all night and still function the next day while you can. I remember those days a gazillion years ago. Jem, those days are past me, friend. And my body is 23 years old and those days are past me. What psychedelics did you take again? I know you told me, but I cannot remember. DMT, Isaac, DMT, my friend. Have you ever read The Egg by Andy Weir? I can't say I have, Jem. I have seen The Egg by Kirk, but I don't know if it's the same idea. Mm. Ah, there it was. Glad to hear about it. Feeling more quiet today. Excited to sit and soak up these great people's thoughts today. Thank you for joining us, Brother Isaac. Whew, I want to be very gentle with myself today. That's the way I'm feeling. Jacob says, I'll try and stick around for the whole stream, but we're getting ice and sleet rain, and I might lose power. I see a sideways diamond with an eye in the middle. And that eye almost looked like it was a round eye looking through a diamond slit, and it was like coming closer, so that eye was expanding. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I hope that means you won't lose your power. No losing of the power, Jacob, at least for your sake, my friend. Dude, so grateful you are back. As the melt I know and love. Rationing knew you would be fine, but still a little fear crept in. Oh, Ryan. Like, fortunately, these experiences, they can absolutely change you. But because I've had these experiences so many times, the change that they induce is irreversible. Like it's been done. It's like if there's a button somewhere in my consciousness, that is like has this lockbox around my brain, and then as soon as you press this button, everything falls off, and then this brain is like pops out like a jack in a box, like jack o' lantern or jack in a box. I've pressed that button already. That button has been pressed, and I've been changed. So if you had to be scared of me getting changed, it's a little bit too late, Ryan. Fortunately, will be this, will be Meltmore. I don't think that will ever change. And if it does ever change, I would probably go back to have an experience like that because it will remind me of the reasons I changed into what I am today. Thank you for joining us, Brother Ryan. Like, I hope everything I could share from that space, from that, understanding, at least some of it resonated, some of it made sense, some of it, felt like something you could use. It's very difficult to explain. It's the same way to like it's almost the same as explaining a dream when you have an experience like that, and it's very hard for someone else to draw significant meaning from your dream. But I believe there can still be, some valuable information extracted. This is great. Thank you, cool gamer boys. It's nice to have you here. Bro, I haven't seen you in a while. You just haven't been looking hard enough, Zap. It's nice to have you here again, my friend. I've still been showing up every single day. We would love to see you around a little more. Hmm. What have I missed here? I smoked DMT last night, Jam. I have been off for a week, so don't ask me. I have no clue. Now you friends know. Thank you for the love, Natalie. I appreciate that. Ninja Peaches. I was gonna say that's a great sign to stop, or at least take a long break. I'm not. I feel no earlier than 2033. That's how I'm feeling, Ninja Peach. Like no earlier than 2033. I don't see myself doing it again within the next 11 years. Not by choice, like I'm saying by choice as in, okay, I want to do this. I'm gonna sit down and do this. I don't think I'll be doing it again within the next 11 years. If it's a if it's a social thing that I can do with loved ones, then maybe. But by myself, I don't think so. Ninja Peach, and I've come to that understanding as well. I'm happy to have come into that understanding. Muslim Team TSA. Thank you so much, Ryan. I appreciate you telling our friends. Thank you for the wholesome gem and Rains. Thank you for the award on my post, Mom. So much love. Was it not a good experience? It wasn't not a good experience. It just reminded me that I don't want that experience. I want this experience. And it's so surreal because, DMT is the most powerful psychedelic on planet Earth. You could argue 5-MeO DMT is the most powerful psychedelic, but 5-MeO DMT kind of just strips you of information and leaves you as pure awareness, where normal NN-DMT lets you keep that awareness, and instead of stripping you of information, it bombards you with information. And with access to all of the information in the universe, being able to construct realities in front of my eyes as fast as I can think about them, I stopped. I stopped to the point where I opened my eyes and wanted to be here, Gem. So it wasn't a bad experience at all. If anything, it was an enlightening one to why I'm here, to just me being here. And it's a joke. It's like I'm saying it's a joke because I get that message every single time. Every single time I get that exact same message. Get blasted out of this universe, and then I'm like, huh, I really like where I am. And then the beings are like, yeah, how about that? Why did you come here? And I'm like, no, I think I'm gonna go back. And they're like, okay, see you later. And I'm like, okay, cheers. And then I'm like, oh shit, I'm supposed to be here. I'm happy to be here. I'm so grateful to be here. And then months pass, and I'm like, yeah, yeah, infinity, yeah, melting into the whole, yeah, na 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 na. And that's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. But why am I seeking it? Why am I longing to melt into oneness when I am melting into oneness right now? It's not something I have to actively do. It's not, something I have to work on. It's just my life that I have to live. I have to share light. And in sharing that light, there will be illumination. And I feel for the first time it landed, maybe. Maybe the lesson really landed. Maybe I actually understand now. So proud of you. Thank you so much. It's nice to have you here, my friend. Damn, these boneless wings are spicy. Delicious. Uh, boneless wings? Boneless wings are just chicken nuggets, dude. Don't make me fight you. Where are you from, country? I mean, from South Africa, friend. Thank you for asking, surprise. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm so elated right now that I did on time that I did it on time and it's done and I don't have to stress over it anymore. You're doing so well, Jam. Thank you for joining us. Genuinely, it's nice to have you here talking about Kira Burb. Thank you for lighting a candle and sending love to us. Sending you so much love to the family, to your relationships, and to your healing foot. So much love to you. This guy of the noisy burbs in Australia? No, South Africa. Good morning, toast my lust. Dude, dude, dude. Like, it was so weird as well. Let me share a little bit of the stuff that I went through beforehand. I go through rituals that I set for myself. One of the rituals that I went through is like a saging ritual where I light my sage and then I make an infinity pattern in front of myself. And then I can see like, in my field of vision, that ember becomes an like infinity symbol in front of me. If I can do it fast enough, it becomes solid. And then I walk through my environment, saging my area, and then with each loop I say love and light and love and light and love and light and love and light. Either that one or love is true, love is true, love is true. Sage my environment, basically sage my little, changa joint, placed a bunch of crystals around it, and then pulled a card. And the card that I pulled was Octamotion. The very first card I think I pulled for Javan when she initially asked me to. And in that moment, it was this sense of synchronicity again. It was the card number 55. We ended off yesterday's stream by saying the number 55. Octamotion, relating to the number eight. We made a piece of art yesterday, that happens to, resonate with the number eight. I go from 1 to 9 and then back from 1 to 9 in a pattern, to have different geometries. And yesterday's was day eight, and pulled this card with an eight, and the message on it was basically flow and flexibility. Flow and flexibility. And I was thinking about Toast. Toast actually bought himself one of those decks as well, Sacred Geometry cards, and in that moment I was thinking and wondering if he pulled his cards as well. And literally minutes after, he sends me a message, and I was like, "Yeah, of course, of course, Toast. Thank you for joining me, man." Melt. No, I'm from Australia though, and our birds are even louder. I mean, they have more surface area to scream over. Does that make sense? I feel like there is less area for the birds to actually thrive in. Hello, here, Burps, or Toasty. Rebecca, good morning, my friend. It's nice to have you here. Thank you for joining us. Are you feeling more joy and meaning in participating with your current experience than maybe a couple of years ago? Maybe easier to travel away when we're struggling to be with our current experience. Thank you for being so wise, Ryan. That's a good point and an amazing question to ask. And I feel you might be completely right. Like the previous times that I found myself doing DMT, the very first time, I had a lot of unresolved issues within myself. Unresolved issues when it comes to my religious beliefs, unresolved issues to when it comes to my moral compass, unresolved issues when it came to an understanding of myself in this life. And that first experience really shook me, made me again question everything and reevaluate everything I thought I knew. The second one technically was the same day and wasn't that significant message wise. The third one, was on the 1st of November last year with friends, and it was very beautiful as well. And that one was kind of prefaced with, again, you're supposed to be here. And the second message I got there was, there is no being that is not worthy of love. Even the most, what you could think of as insignificant of beings, are still infinitely worthy of love. And then this time around, it was just like a shaking of, you're supposed to be here. And I was like, oh shit, okay. And to the point that I enjoy being here. So you're completely right, right? Like I'm so happy to be here, be present, to be practicing yoga now, to be taking care of myself, to be cooking myself meals, to be exercising, and to be following my heart's truth. That now when I have that experience, I don't want it, because this experience that we're having right now is so beautiful. And it's an understanding I haven't quite made like that, you know. Maybe I understood it intrinsically, but now it's like uh-huh, oh, okay. Sorry, I'm stupid type of feeling. That's interesting. My first full trip, I was almost feeling similar. Not DMT, but at least it felt like I expected one experience. And what I got was a reminder that the living, loving things in my life is the one real thing, the only thing of power. It is, Isaac. It really, really is, friend. It's it's almost intimidating. Intimidating and yet so tranquil. So freaking tranquil, so calm. That experience is the opposite of tranquil. Just imagine like beings that don't communicate in words. So the only way they can communicate with you is through imagery. and everyone tries to say something to you. So everyone is exploding into fractals in front of you, and you're just like, you're like, okay, you know what? Being able to look someone in the eye, being able to look at what they're wearing, how they move, how they take sips of water, how they stir their coffee, even though it's orders of magnitude less complex, it's so beautiful just for the simplicity that it has. It's so nice to see all these familiar names and faces after a couple of weeks of pure commercial client interactions. Naren, it's so nice to have you here, brother babe. If anything, I'm happy you're getting client work, man. That sounds like an amazing blessing. Why is the weather always perfect here? My friend, like you, it's like literally 36 degrees Celsius. It's like 100 Fahrenheit. You think it's perfect. You think it's perfect. It just looks good. It looks very good, but it's hot, dude. Very hot. Thank you for joining us, though. P.S. We recently got a new puppy. She's a Rottweiler, and her name is Athena, the Greek god of war. Gift of war? Maybe that was intentional. She sounds like a little sweetheart. Please do send us photos, Pineapple Cubed, if you're willing to. Morning Red. Oh, that's Rebecca, not Red. Is Red here? Is Red Clicker here? I don't see her username. If you're here, Red Clicker, sending you love. All life is borrowed. All life is borrowed. Hmm. I don't think so. I feel all life is given. And technically, it's the exact same thing, just the other side of the infinity. But I, I do not agree with you, friend. I wish I could reach through the screen and give everyone hugs right now. There's something fundamentally changed about you today, Melty, and I hope that you're doing well. I'm just reflecting. Thank you, Jem. Like there, I am going to continue changing. That is inevitable. If I stop changing, then I'm gonna die. Because there has to be an exchange, of energy constantly. And I've had these experiences before, and in 11 years, I might have this experience again. And I'll be open and transparent with you, friends, about it so that you can see how it influences me as well. But know that I'll still be me. I'll still be me. I'm a very, very contemplative today, but that tends to be the case with these things. If you don't contemplate, then I feel you're losing most of the value that there is to have. Always look like a nice, cool, breezy morning there, and I'm assuming it's not the morning because it's morning for me and I'm in NA. Yeah, it's like 20 minutes to 5 right now, friend. I feel sad hearing the spiritual world wants us dead. So sad. They don't want us dead because, of malicious reasons. It's like it's like being at a party and this party is super lit, and everybody is like vibing and you're looking at other people's faces and you're like, yeah, oh, this is so much fun. And then you're looking at that person's face and you're like, oh, this is so much fun. And then you think about a friend that you have that is not at the party. And you're like, goodness, I really want this homie of mine to be at this party with us. It's that want, that the spiritual world wants us to be there. It's not like a malicious thing. I don't think it's sad at all. I think it's still love, and even in that, love is true, because they love us so much they want us to be there. But we love, I think, either each other so much, or this experience so much, or this world so much, that we want to share love with it, with one another, with the experience. Love is true nonetheless, friend. Thank you for the love, Gem. Thank you so much. Your free trial of life has ended. it's that's really nice. But if you did that to me in the middle of the night, I would scream. Circle of life. We live, we die, we return, we become part of the next. That we do. Not Brother Brandon, Brother Corey. Thank you for joining us, Ninanja. Beninja. I don't know if I like Beninja more than Naninja. Ninja Nanner. I do like Ninja Nanner. I think I'm gonna keep Ninja Nanner. Thank you so much, Brother Bay, for joining us, for being here with us. Sending you, your beloved wife, and the little fruit cup so much love. And by the middle of the night, I mean right now. Having thought about it, I agree. I think a gem, someone few have actually seen, reaching through the screen, would be a great idea for a horror movie. A goodness. In that context, I'll just straight up lose my mind. So suddenly, Gem starts peering through my phone screen. Like, the first thing my mind goes to is to take my phone, put its screen down, and then go and sit on my phone. Yes, I'm gonna fix the problem. Don't worry. Demon peering out of my cell phone. Don't worry. I'm fixing it. Don't worry. I have everything under control. When people die, how should the body be handled then for future life, like funeral pyre, like Native Americans, or Norwegian flaming arrows, or added to the earth, minus the concrete tomb? My friend, I feel, the physical body is but a vehicle to the thing that you are, to the spirit, to the awareness of the physical body in the first place. So when that awareness passes on, continues on to what is next, it doesn't really mind. You can think of the entire universe, literally the entire physical universe, as a body for life to be in, for life to be born into. And in that way, your body is going to return to that universe, to that whole, to that infinity, if you want it to or not, no matter what you do. If you light yourself on fire on a boat, if you turn yourself into ashes, if you put yourself into a capsule, what you should do is what's going to serve you, or it's going to serve the people that you love when you pass away. If you need to bury someone and need a site to revisit, then that is what you need to do for yourself. If you want to spread their ashes next to the beach that they loved going to, then you need to do that for yourself. If you want to turn them into a tree and, eat fruit from that tree, or go and sit under that tree's shade years later, then that is what you need to do. If that is what you need to do, that is like the only thing that we can expect from ourselves. Nova, it's nice to have you here. Mariah, I think I missed it. Loving the clean face, Mel. Thank you so much. It's nice to have you here, Mariah. Sending you so much love. Ermius, plur to you as well, Nova. Ermius, plur with the bear. No, knick, cock, come on, cock, knetska. I don't know what you said, friend, but I tried, dude. I tried. Okay, peace out, friend. Cheers, surprised. The stalking gem sounds really cool. Ciao. I've had a similar experience with most psychedelics, especially acid. The universe just kind of told me that's enough of that. Weirdly enough, Ninja Peach, there's a part of myself that really doesn't like that. That feeling of that's enough of that. Butterfly just zoomed past me. There's a part of myself that wants to be able to still enjoy things like that without any feelings of enough of that. But I know, I know, I know. But I feel like the best way for me to approach this is to do it on a seasonal level now. And I've held this understanding for a long time, but I'm thinking about genuinely implementing it now for the rest of the experience we'll be having, to have like a quarterly, on the year experience of psychedelics instead of going on a by feel level. Been getting stomach pains every day for the past 9 days, and headaches along with it. I'm pretty sure I have a fever too. My face is all hot and flushed. I mean, it sounds like you're sick. Do you know you're sick, Nova? Are you staying away from people? Are you resting up? I do hope so, friend. Ciao, that's enough of that. First half. I think that is one of the great benefits of psychedelics. When you finally land, whether good or bad trip, it's been exhausting for your brain. It's a comfy feeling landing back to the reality that you feel now. You go from the unknowing spiritual, sometimes scary world back to the simplistic world where you know your dog and your mom and the grass, and I think it's so beneficial to regularly feel that relief, seeing your day to day. Isaac, it's interesting that you say that as well. Know your dog and your mom. Those were the first two things that I thought about coming back as well. I was like, damn, I love my mom. I really love my mom. So freaking weird. The words of the tragically hip come to mind. If they bury me someplace I don't want to be, then they'll dig me up and transport me unceremoniously away from the swollen city breeze. I don't think I know that one, but that's a beautiful one as well. Well, I'm pretty sure I'm sick because it's not just stomach pain here, and it's a constant presence like your guardian angel. Have you been to the doctor? Like the first things I want to ask you, Nova, is have you been eating well? Have you been exercising? Have you been sleeping enough? Have you been drinking enough water? You know, if those things aren't taken care of, then our bodies usually let us know in a plethora of ways. Spiders, pff, we like 10 of them in our bed. Ain't got no fear for them spiders. I actually have a little spider that is setting up its net, its web, close to one of my marijuana plants. And I was watching it, build its little web yesterday. And I was thinking to myself, no way this dude's gonna catch anything randomly in the middle of nowhere. Came back this morning to check on my plants, and there was, I think, like seven or something little flies stuck in his web, and I was like, okay, gangster. You do you. Clearly, you got it. I've been drinking a lot of water, not really eating properly, and paracetamol makes it worse. Paracetamol is apparently, well, not apparently, is addictive as well. It can help for headaches, but I feel like your body just is trying to get you to eat better, friend. Trying to get you to do what you're supposed to be doing. It's weird. Sometimes our body will literally assault us if we're in a way assaulting our bodies. Because the thing about our bodies is we don't notice them until there's something wrong, Like you weren't I'm not right now in this moment being like, "Oh, I'm so happy that my stomach is my stomach and I don't have any discomfort in my stomach. I'm so happy about that." Even though I am happy about that, I'm not thinking that. But if I have like this genuine knot in my stomach and I'm like then I'm like, "Oh, I really remember when my stomach used to not feel like this and what a wonderful time that was." So, in the same way, our bodies don't necessarily give us positive reinforcement when we're taking care of it, but it will start telling us when we're not taking care of it. Brother Bay, I hope you feel better, man. I genuinely do. Like, I wish I could do something. I wish I could just give you something, but the only things I can give is advice or, direction. Nothing is helping with the stomach pain. Even when I eat and drink water and take paracetamol, and it helps with the looming headaches, don't. In that case, actually, don't eat. If it's been going on for 9 days, try a fast, Nova. That's what I do if I'm in a state of extreme discomfort when it comes to my body, especially like my digestive tract. I just fast. I feel the. Okay, maybe not. No, I'm still pretty sure. I think the pipe that is attached to that compressor pulled loose and is now leaking air. I'm feeling pain right now. Me too, actually. Like you weren't here for the most of the stream, but I'm also nursing a bit of an headache because of what I did last night. But I know that I'm responsible. I know that I'm responsible, and I'm doing things now. I'm drinking enough water. I'm taking care of myself. I'm not overexerting myself. I'm resting up to take care of that. Trust me, I've been fasting for 2 days. It's not working. Even had green tea with honey, but 2 hours later I woke up in pain. Like you have to fast, Nova. No calories. Like you cannot, like literally, if you eat a slice of apple, if you drink a tea with a spoon of honey in it, then you're out of your fasting state. You have to fast. No food, at least for 3 days. And I believe if you can do that, I believe you would actually feel better. I cannot imagine what it would be. Go and see a doctor, Nova. I'm not a medical professional. You go and see a doctor, friend. You need to go and see a doctor. Today I've drinking 2 liters of water. Maybe that's a problem. Maybe you should drink less. I drink about 2 to 3 of these a day, so like between 4 and 6 liters of water. But if I overdo it, I also have like big stomach pains. I feel super connected to the word today. I feel super connected to your words today. I literally feel them in my soul. Many can't understand why I don't want to do certain drugs and chill. I don't think my brain and body can handle it though. Sending love. It's gonna be okay, my friend. It's gonna be okay. Thank you so much, Ninja Peach. I know. I'm not worried about things not being okay. If anything, I'm thinking about making things better for other people. Making things okay for others. And now Nova is here, and I feel into that ability not to be able to do that. But I'm still hydrated. Sad, my throat is so dry. Dehydrated. You need to go and see a doctor, Nova. Like that's the only thing I can think, dude. Like those are too many symptoms, my friend, and I have no idea what any of them can mean. Maybe take a nap in the grass or a hammock if you have one. Send some good healing time with Pope. Thank you so much, Isaac. I'm gonna do that, friend. Going on a cross-country car rally road trip, Afghanistan, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan, and Kazakhstan. I am supposed to document and make a movie of the whole 2 week experience. This is happening in June, and I'm already counting days. Naren, that is amazing. Brother Bay, I'm so happy to hear that. What an amazing opportunity that is for you. I hope you have an amazing time doing that. I would love to see it as well if you're allowed to share it. I'm still feeling funky and weird all day today. I pray I don't feel the same tomorrow. If you feel the same tomorrow, Nova, go to the doctor. Please, friend. The feeling of coming down from psychs is so relieving sometimes. It really is. And it wasn't always like that for me, Toast. Like I genuinely enjoy the psychedelic state of mind. I've had psychedelic states of mind that make me feel like this is the way we're supposed to be experiencing the world and life. And it's sometimes jarring going away from that as well. Hello, Melty. How are you today, PDF? I'm doing pretty well, friend. How about you? It was supposed to be a cube. I'm sorry. I mean, cube, a little bit flattened, a little bit to the side. Hey, Heather. Thank you for joining us as well, my friend. It's nice to have you here. The heavy sigh and whew, made it through, and I feel incredible. It's almost as good as the trip sometimes, or better, depending. With DMT, always better, usually. Gonna ask a dumb question? Please do, Heather. Jamelin, see ya, how are you feeling? Almost the feeling you get after a lot of exercise, almost exactly like that. Feeling really good, thank you. My assignment is done, so I'm relieved. Yeah, that's amazing. No such thing as a dumb question. That's really good, Jemmy. I've seen your streams a lot. Love it being sent. Would you carry an acid puffer? You just spray twice in your breath and you're tripping in a happy world. Would you carry? No, absolutely not, Nova. I cannot see myself doing that because I don't want to be tripping that much. Like I think if I'm going to be taking psychedelics again, it will be on a quarterly basis, as I said. You know, max 4 times a year. Hey Melt, remember the video I edited made of you? I want to put it on my Instagram and shout ourselves out. Do you have my permission? Please. Please, brother, like genuinely, please, Naren. I would love that. I would appreciate it so much. Quote of the night, boneless wings or just chicken nuggets. Don't make me fight you. Melty the calm one. I'm happy that you like that one. Pineapple. Do you feel maybe psychs lose a bit of their novelty over time? I feel, Terence McKenna's words come back to me very clearly, where he says, if you get the message, put down the phone. So, you can do that what you will, Toast. I feel you feel it, man. Octomotion is top 5 coolest looking cars. Really good one. I couldn't agree more. I will be back soon. I made a post about it on my feed. Thank you so much, Jem. I was very much anxious, Melty, as I was having first day this year at my office offline yesterday. That was happening after 2 years, and it's surprisingly went good. My colleagues were happy. I decided to share with y'all. Thank you so much, BDF, for sharing it with us, my friend. And I'm happy to hear that it went well, even though you were anxious. Thank you for still showing up nonetheless. Love your words, Ryan. I swear every time I read a message, you send like a gah to a bear from this dude. God to have a beer. I'm like, I have to have a beer with this dude. I'm glad I get to read your thoughts daily, as we are happy to read yours as well, brother Isaac. Thank you so much for being here. Silver 4, here you are, shining bright like the sun on my screen. Shh, thank you for shining so bright as well, Silver. I appreciate you. I'm so happy for you, Mel. The way you are getting the most meaning from your life with relationships, service, food, and exercise. It's so beautiful to see you demonstrating this for all of us. Thank you. Ryan, thank you so much. More importantly than ever, I realize that we're not doing these things to be better than one another. We're doing these things because we love ourselves. It's not a comparison to, it's not a one-upmanshipping. It's just, if I love myself, what would I do for myself? And then we do that. And then we actually do that. Weird stuff's happening today. I've seen 117, 1717, 717, 111, 333, 555, 144, 133. I'm scared. What are you scared of, Nova? Like, genuinely, friend. What are you scared of? Are you scared of yourself? Are you scared of this universe? You are it. You're it, Nova. You're the discomfort you're feeling in your stomach. You're the headache you feel in your head. You're these little, arms fractaling into smaller arms. You're all of it, friend. What is there to be scared of? None of it is to be feared. None of it is dangerous. None of it's going to harm you. And you're like, oh, thanks, Mel, for the advice. Walks up to a bear. That bear is you as well. And you, from the perspective of bear, is like, what the hell is this human being doing? Probably try to hurt me or something. I'm gonna defend myself against it, and then you get mauled. It's just you, dude. What is there to be scared of, friend? Sees fractals exploding everywhere. Ah, yes, I understand. Jeez. Thank you for joining us on B. Isaac, it happens to be that I love beer and feel the exact same way about you. I look forward to the day we can actually do that, Brother Ryan. Genuinely, man. Being able to share a beer together. Correction, goddess of war. That makes a little bit more sense. Thank you, Pineapple Cube. Slaps knee. Well, it'll be manifest bumping into you in a beer tent someday. Maybe we'll have a beer tent at Meltfest. Who knows, Isaac? Pineapple plastic slices? What? What? You're a bird. Sending love. Happy Wednesday to you, friend. Sending you all the energy and positivity I have. Thank you so much, Aunt B, for sending so much love. Tired like usual. I'm pretty tired as well today, so don't worry about it, friend. Sending it right back. Back. Some results. Same. Little woke up in a ton. Glad to hear that. Sounds like you're in. Discord video call isn't a bad way to do it, as we've seen. You don't have to be in the same continent to pick up someone's vibe. So that's true. That is true. Technically, we can share a beer over a Discord call. Well, I don't know what to do with those numbers of a special meaning and gotta take action. But I don't know what to do and where I should start. Nova, do what you're doing, friend. You're already doing it. This life that you're living, you being here in this moment, you having your eyes open and light flowing into your being and you eliciting this response from it, that's what you're supposed to be doing. And if you're seeing these synchronicities, instead of being, scared, instead of them invoking fear inside of you, remind yourself that that is you reminding yourself to be aware, just to be aware. Every single time you see a synchronistic event, a double number, seeing the same number over and over again in one day, instead of being like, oh, this is scary, be like, thank you, universe, for reminding me of being aware. Bruh, look at this fly. Dude has no respect, you'll get skazoinked. Lands on my finger again. You better be careful, dude. You better freaking be careful. There's nothing to be scared of. It's just you, Nova. It's just you. Just it's just synchronicities everywhere, man. It's gonna be synchronicities everywhere. The fact that me and you had the opportunity to meet one another is a synchronicity. You know, there's 8 billion people on this planet. We have arguably, like with the amount of followers we've touched, 4,500, 4.8 thousand people have come together in this space, have resonated with this space. In comparison to how many people we are on this planet and how many of us are in this space, the likelihood of that happening is less likely than you winning the lottery, dude. And then all of it is less likely than you winning the lottery. You being here is less likely than you winning the lottery. Don't be scared of the synchronicities, dude. The numbers say I'm on the right path, but I'm literally doing nothing with my life. And I'm seeing 17, a whole lot. Look into the numbers, my friend, when you feel you need to. I see synchronicities all day, like maybe between 20 and 25 cases of synchronicities a day, but I'll only check out maybe one or two of them a day. One of them will be like, oh, I need to actually check out what this one means. This fly is really enjoying the way I taste. You like that? Fine. Have your fill. It's not a normal fly. I won $3 from a lottery ticket. I don't know if I should say congratulations. Congratulations nonetheless. As I've seen some vibes. Hello, parking deal. Definitely Melty needs some good grounding experiences. Feet in the grass, face of the sun. Sorry, Melty. I've gotta go and get some sleep. You're done swimming for PE tomorrow, and I am up for not drowning. Thank you, friend, for joining us for as long as you did. We're fireflies. How are you doing on this beautiful day? It's so nice to have you here. Talia, thank you for joining us. I'm doing well. I'm doing well. My mind feels a little bit tired, a little bit heavy, but I'm doing very well. Sleep well, spent the day. Let this freaking fly has no chill. He's just like straight up eating me. I'm gonna have to murder you, dude. You need to stop that before I murder you. Gonna murder you. Stop it. Stop. I spent more lottery tickets and won nothing. All my hard-earned money lottery gone. Sad. I mean, the house always wins, Nova. You should know this, friend. You cannot win ever if you're gambling. Never ever. Not statistically. I remember coming down off an intense trip and realizing while on a long walk I was on while tripping that my fiance had just gotten off of work and I should be home. I ran home like a child for Christmas and had the best, warmest hugs and many tears. I got him, and I got him without even looking. I did warn you, dude. I did warn him. You heard me warn him multiple times, right? If I warn him multiple times and he still assaults me or, crosses my personal space, then it's free reign. You're like, yeah, I've considered the risks. I've been warned. I'm still gonna take that chance. Fucked around, found out. I'm gonna stop justifying the murder of a fly. LSD makes beautiful moments even more beautiful. Like just awareness as well, friend. Just being aware of beautiful moments makes beautiful moments more beautiful. Like being aware of this little leaf that is here right in front of me has a little bit of damage. It's probably eaten, so there's maybe a little bug that came and like away at it. Looks like it has been taking a little bit of damage, almost like it's end of life. So it's been fading a little bit. Has like brown spots. Has like these whole little channels. I don't need LSD. I just need to be aware, Nova. You just need to be aware, my friend. Really cute. Basic Isaac. My brother approaches psychedelics similar to how you're feeling. Maintenance. He's done many types and times similar to you. Like last year, after time off, he went to the Peruvian jungle and did ayahuasca for 3 days with a small group and a shaman. I would love to do that as well, actually, Isaac. I would love to do that. Nibble, nibble. Thank you. It was honestly the warmest and happiest feeling. Looney bin awareness just becomes too much. Yep, yep, yep. I think so as well, Ninja Peach. It's that awareness. It's the awareness becomes uncomfortable to the point where you feel like you cannot appreciate the small things. Like you go too deep into this thing that's in front of you. Thank you for joining us, my nugget friend. It's nice to have you here. Can't stay. Thank you for sending love, my friend. Hmm. Did you smoke 5-MeO DMT or some other form of straight DMT I don't know about yet? I don't think I don't think Isaac has just yet. Much love to you, Nugget. Sorry, Isaac, meant for Mel. Okay, that makes a little bit more sense. So I haven't smoked 5-MeO DMT yet, but I've had an experience that I believe can be likened to a 5-MeO DMT experience in a float tank, where I just found myself as consciousness, devoid of any stimuli, and I spent time in that space for what felt like an eternity. It felt like I was there for an infinite amount of time, and I almost went unconscious in that space and then came back into my body after having been in that space. But I have, had normal DMT experiences, straight DMT, if you will. Much love to you, Nuggets. Sorry, Isaac. Thank you for the faith in humanity restored, my monk friend. It's nice to see you again. Sending you so much love. I'm good. Life's good. Power to the people. Power to the people, Brother Bear. We're trying to share as much love as we can, bring as much light into lives as we can, and I appreciate you for doing your part as well. I love that. I actually love to have a round table in Discord with anyone that feels like having. Those just hang out, smoke or drink or whatever, and talk together. Always open for that. Isaac, make an appointment, dude. Get someone, tell, like, reach out to someone and be like, hey, you, I want to be your friend. Come. That's how I make friends. That's how I've made friends my entire life. Otherwise, people are too scared. I'll let you in on my secret. It's a Dorito dust. Dorito dust, the ultimate psychedelic. Just takes like a line of Dorito dust, goes to another dimension where the Doritos reside. And to you as well. Feed the energy circle and be fed. Thank you so much. I don't know if you know our monk life friend, Ninja Nanner. Hi to you, Denginio. I'm in if and when this happens. Thank you so much. We look forward to having you there, Naren. We must be careful. The chat will get too random and we'll give him PTSD to the DMT. It's okay, Isaac. Hey, you. Hey, Cassidy, dwarf. How are you doing, my friend? How is your relationship going? Count us in. I wish there was a way to start to share feelings and experiences the same way we can transplant organs. We could alleviate each other's pain in a very meaningful way. A problem shared would literally be a problem halved. I believe it's coming, Jem. It's not that far away, even. It's not that far away. I believe it's easier. It's going to be, at least technologically, easier to transplant a thought. Maybe not one to one, maybe never one to one, but I think it'll be easier than organs eventually. Definitely, I think maybe I'll try and look into making it happen. Maybe later tonight, hang out to get evening vibes. We'll figure something out. Please do, Isaac. Please, please do, my friend. Night is great because fruit cup sleeps and I can indulge a bit. There we go. Melt, the DMT experience reminds me of that one story of Adam, psych substance on YouTube, of course, who felt like he froze time on acid and N2O. I don't think I've had an experience like that quite yet. I mean, technically, I could have. No, I couldn't have. I was listening to a song as well, Menu Mus's Stars, and it was very uncomfortable. I didn't enjoy that. I didn't enjoy that at all. Like, I couldn't listen to the music properly. Like, I was too aware, and time was too dilated for me to appreciate rhythm. So, the number 17 signifies new beginnings, but nothing is going on with my life to ensure new beginnings. And Nova, as long as you keep believing that, as long as you keep not making new beginnings in your life, you're not going to have any new beginnings. You're not going to realize the things that you want to do if you don't realize the things you want to do. Ugh, damn acid must be damn acid must be trippy. I mean, everything is trippy, friend. Drinking water technically is trippy. Eating food is a pretty trippy experience in its own. Having pets, that's a weird thing to do. little entity is just sleeping behind me right now. I feed her food and stuff, and she loves me, and I love her. But we're not romantically involved, but we have a relationship, and she's jealous of other beings getting into that relationship. But she's a dog, and I'm a human. Everything is fucking weird, dude. Everything. Every there's nothing that's not weird, man. The shirt is trippy. But yes, exactly, Nova. There he is. Hey everyone. Hey Katie. Thank you for joining us, my friend. I hope he gets better soon. I could sub to him. I could sub to him anymore. I couldn't sub to him anymore, seeing the spiral he was spinning through and justifying it all. I feel, at least from the last time that I saw, he's doing a little bit better, Toast. He's using steroids right now. That has helped him, build a lot of muscle. And that helps with a level of self confidence as well. And he shared some of his experiences of that as well. It's it's interesting. It's interesting watching human beings, especially if they're so open, and that's something that I do respect about him. I won't say I necessarily support him, but I do respect what he's doing and his willingness to be open and honest. Whoa, steroids. Yeah, steroids. And they're not bad either. Steroids in them with like in and of themselves is not a bad thing. The abuse of steroids can be a bad thing because then you're utilizing a compound that your body isn't producing enough of, will never produce in that quantities of, and you're doing it over and over and over and over again, and your body becomes reliant on that, down regulating the amount you're producing yourself, up regulating the amount of estrogen produced to compensate for it. That is where the problems lie. But if you're in your 50s and your 60s and your testosterone drops below what is, healthy maintaining testosterone levels, and you supplement your testosterone with a steroid, just to get it to a base level again, that it has extreme medical beneficial like effects on our bodies. It helps us. It helps us a lot. Steroids aren't the problem. It's just this misuse of these things. If we use them to the point where we become dependent on them, where our bodies has to adjust to compensate for this new chemical imbalance that we've introduced, that's where we have a problem. Yeah, dude, water can be harmful as well, Nova. I can drink 50 liters of water and die right now. I can eat 10 grams of salt and die right now. Everything is dangerous. That's why nothing is. Dying is not dangerous either. I hope it gets better soon. Good idea. I'll send something in the general Discord and we'll set it up. Small group or large, we'll be happy to get closer with you all. Thank you, Isaac, for taking the initiative, my friend. I genuinely appreciate that. The idea of sharing another person's experience of the world could be a very eye opening thing. I feel it's going to completely change the way, again, that we see one another. I feel like we're already preparing ourselves for that, but being able to see it is going to be surreal. Yeah, it's going to change a lot for sure, Jem. Oh, Galdi. Hey, Aiden is joining us. Couldn't watch the channel anymore, but I hope he's feeling better. I'm also having a hard time watching the channel. Like, I feel, unfortunately, he has cornered himself into a niche. Like his channel is called Psyched Substance. Two words related to, intoxicants. And the relationship I've had of psychedelics over the last few years, I feel requires me to take very long times, years sometimes at a time, away from these things to completely appreciate and consolidate them. Where if you have to make content around that and you have to keep doing it over and over again, I cannot imagine it would be good for your mental health or good for your quality of content either. It's a rough story. It really is. I really want to take a lot of edibles and get into a float tank. Me too, actually. I haven't been in a float tank in a while, Aiden. And I wasn't allowed, well, I was in China the first time I went to the float tank, so at that point in my life, I wasn't taking anything. Curious, do you have a favorite location in the past to experience a trip? Personally, I find my soul likes it best with trees and preferably a body of water. The snow was a close second. So you just described my personal environment as well. Trees and a body of water. We don't have a lot of bodies of water to chill next to here in South Africa, unfortunately, though, Isaac. Wouldn't that amplify love like crazy if we share experiences, even though we do share them regularly? Absolutely. Imagine being able to intimately feel into someone's life and in the way they experience something. And instead of just imagining what that must be feeling like, 1717 is the numbers right now, Nova, you could actually feel that. There was the woman who drank 3 gallons of water in under 2 hours. She could win a prize, and she went to the hospital, almost died of her bladder. Yeah, dude. Yeah, you can die from drinking water as well, man. Absolutely. Wouldn't that amplify? The world is chaotic, but it's a peaceful as a space I want to be in. And we appreciate you keeping the space peaceful as well, Nova. Wouldn't it amplify the love? Absolutely. The trip is everywhere. Some substances just make it easier to witness. Yep. That's the only thing, friends. Drugs don't make you see or do anything that you're not able to see and do yourself. Like, take that to heart, if anything. The consciousness of running faster than the speed of light is that you'll always run in darkness. Sonic the movie. So deep. So feels. But wow. Hoping for that in the future, like a way to share a memory, almost like watching in VR, but we can feel the feelings as well, would be a very private and intimate thing. But my God, the beautiful perspective. I feel into that as well, dude. Depends what you're doing. If it's mushy, I have to go outside and go for a walk regardless of the weather. Outside is always chill, but when you do super heavy psychs, it's a great idea to stay somewhere safe, like the house. Plus, you can't. Oh, goodness, I love you so much. Thank you for sharing that. Imagine if you could get high from grass. The world will just be dirt. No, friend. I believe if we could get high from grass, we would just figure out how to make the grass stronger and then figure out how to make the high last longer. And then we would plant out, big industrial crops of grass. The world wouldn't be dirt, friend. The world isn't dirt right now. We figured out to eat plants, dude. Isaac, that's basically Rain Dance from Cyberpunk 2077. Yep, yep, yep. That's it, Talia. Boop to you, freaking Uncle Becky. Thank you for joining us, Brother Vanden. It's nice to have you here. No experience with any psychedelics other than mushrooms yet. I'm happy in this space currently, so I could see that. Mushrooms turned me into a caveman, pure primitive behavior out of me. I feel the same way sometimes, actually, Isaac. I really like soft things when I get to a certain level with mushrooms. Get lost in the hoodie for a little bit one time on a New Year's Eve. Yeah, getting lost, like you just melt. Like literally everything you think you are, the normal thoughts you hold, the worries you have just melt away and you just are in that experience. So happy to hear you've had that, Ninja. Hey, morning Melton, everyone here. Sorry I missed this morning, slept through it. Hope everyone is doing well. Kate, you deserve to get some sleep, my friend. I hope it served you so well. I started streaming 77 minutes ago. You have 77. Yeah, dude. Synchronicities, man. You get it. Get synchronicity. And start. Nova, you need to start. Nova, you need to start, dude. Start. Start sleeping maybe for now, dude. Maybe you should start sleeping. 2 a.m. is a little bit early, man. I cannot stay up that late anymore at all. Come here, you silly thing. You silly thing. Mush, mush. Mush, mush, kiss. There we go. I see that. Yeah, I tried. Please do, dude. You need sleep, man. And I hope you feel better. I hope your headache goes away. I hope your stomach ache as well, man. Like the physical sensations. I sat on the floor for like an hour with my blow dryer, blowing warm air on my face and hair. Transcendental. That is so beautiful. I love that, Isaac. I've never heard someone having an experience like that. Very much the same with me. I feel like I'm in a cage. Don't be sorry, friend. So happy to see that name pop up whenever, at every time. I couldn't agree more. Exactly. I took acid one time and I had to stay inside for a few reasons, and it was not a great time. I didn't have a problem, taking them either indoors or outdoors. For me, most of the experience is determined with what's inside. Would you say you're an introvert or extrovert? For me personally, I'm an introvert. Technically, I'm an introvert, actually, Nova. 95% of my time, maybe 90% of my time. maybe 80% of my time. Most of my time is spent in introversion so that I can actually give myself more fully when I do allow myself to be extroverted. Have any of you tried 2CB? Guilty. Once. A friend of mine, bought me a capsule for my birthday last year, and it was 25 milligrams, which is apparently way too freaking strong for a first time. And I was like, goodness. My friends were straight up tripping out. I was just having a good time, but also being a little bit emotional, as I tend to be pretty much always. There's a cool simulator online that shows what it would look like if you could actually travel the speed of light. Everything is frozen, and the only thing you can see is color shifts in the frozen wavelengths. I think I've seen that as well, actually, Toast. Laying on a super soft blanket with warm air gently blowing on my face sounds heavenly, even sober. I couldn't agree more, Ninja. Yo, I've seen that. The red shifting is so cool when you start to modify the base speed of light. Yeah, dude. And that's happening. The cosmic background radiation, so much redshifted light that we've literally launched the James Webb telescope with golden mirrors so that it can reflect mostly infrared and red wavelengths. We're going to be peering into our past. You ever take DMT? Black Diamond. I don't know if you're being a little bit funky, my friend, but literally last night I smoked DMT again for the first time in a long time. And today's stream has basically been touching on different aspects of that. So if you want to know what I've experienced last night, you can watch the stream again, friend. My first time was 15, now 24. Wow, 35 is much. Did you enjoy it? It was a first time for me, so there was a little bit of apprehension, but I remember me and Adam, talking to one another. He didn't take one of those capsules, and I told him Shulgin. It's Shulgin, right? Shulgin was onto something. I think is the words I used, and I was like, yeah, yeah, this experience is pretty cool. But I don't long for it, if that makes any sense. I want to try. There we go. I mean, it's a little bit more dopamine antagonistic one, so you feel really good, but it can be pretty psychedelic as well. My friends had psychedelic experiences. I just had good vibes. Thank you for the all seeing of vote, Uncle Becky. I appreciate that so much, man. I'm feeling a little bit tired, friends. I'm so sorry if I've, shown that. My head is still a little bit heavy. I feel like I doubled, the amount of work capacity I have. And on that note, I'll share the last bit of the experiences I had last night. After having my experiences and kind of nursing the headache that I got, I closed my eyes, and I always have visual imagery at the back of my eyes, if you will, in my visual field, being generated. But it's usually like a snapshot or like an object forming into my field of vision and then staying there. And in that moment, it like formed this train. And instead of just looking at that train, I was like, oh, I can tell a story now with this train. And I was like, oh, this train is driving through this tunnel. And then as I was saying that the tunnel got constructed, and I was like, okay, and within this tunnel, it's like driving past this little city. And within this tunnel, it suddenly became translucent, and there was this whole city built into this mountain where this train was going through the tunnel. And it just felt like instead of just kind of being subjected to seeing things, I could use the things I was seeing in a story. And it felt like a whole new level of understanding that I gained as well. Psychonauts would really enjoy it. Oh, yes. I think those will actually enjoy it. I want to try 2CB, but Sykes always annihilate me, so I'm on the fence. I was thinking about that as well, dude. It's so interesting to me that it works that way. It's been a hot minute. Mid December was my last trip. I want to give LSD another try by itself. I think so. I think LSD by itself can be a very beautiful and light experience if you have, some free time for yourself. So I would recommend that for you, Toasty Molest. Oh, it is. Can honestly handle sound very well, so the blow dryer white noise is calming on the Sykes. Also, what I'm telling every psychonaut to put on their bucket list, make love on 2CB. Seriously. Yeah, thank you for that, Talia. But I haven't made love in years, so I don't. Yeah, make love on 2CB. I'm like, okay, thank you. If I ever make love again, I'll be sure to. Thank you, Talia. I'm just pulling your leg as well. You wanna go enjoy a joint? I don't know if I am toast. I think I'm gonna set up and actually do a dancing stream. I had to do some baking today as well with this headache, and I didn't enjoy it. And then when I went to cut the rusks, the top of my rusks broke off into my cutter. So like imagine a rusk or imagine a cookie that raises and then it has like a brown topping, that caramelizes if you will. And then when I tried to cut it, it snapped off there and now this piece is just broken off of this piece. And the perfectionist in me is losing its mind. It's shaking the cage. It's ripping the entire universe apart because I do not want to fail. But I've already failed. And I technically have to go and do more now. I have to go and make gingerbread dough as well. I'm just tired, dude. I'm tired and I need rest. I need a little bit of rest. I'm not allowing myself enough rest. And I know that. And I got shown that as well yesterday. But I'm trying. I am trying. Oh, man. Hell yeah, man. Yeah, it's crazy, Black Diamond. The fact that you asked, friend, so synchronistically. Always introverted people who are genuine and kind. I mean, all of us are just a spectrum of introversion and extroversion. Oh man, I don't really care about lovemaking. Once it's over, it's over. Yeah, it's like it never happened. I'm tired too. I remember my first time doing DMT. I saw Anubis and felt judged, but then felt like they were proud of our future potential. It was valid. I believe they enjoy watching us, even, my friend. And they enjoy it. Thanks for sharing and thank you for listening, friend. Love you, Estian. Thank you for the streams that are always so amazing. Thank you for being such amazing individuals and sharing these streams with me, friend. Like this is both of us. Not more baking stream rest. Love y'alls. Lurbs. Lurbs, you nerds. So muchy. Thank you, muchly. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yes, bake more stream. Tomorrow we will have. Tomorrow is day 420. Actually, day 420. So we're gonna be smoking 75 joints or something tomorrow. Meanwhile, Melt takes 5 puffs of his first joint, gets devastated. The light has already started to return to your face, Melty. I'm feeling a little bit better. I am actually feeling a little bit better. I just didn't have a good day, Jem. I really did not have a good day. I arguably had an absolute ass day. And on top of the ass day I had to be working as well. So, those two don't really go hand in hand too well. But here we are, still showing up. I don't feel this is work. I'm talking about the baking and stuff. I really hate it. Like I'll bake anything, literally anything. The one thing I hate to bake the most is rusks. And that's what I had to bake today. Oh goodness, I hate it. It makes me viscerally angry, especially if I don't like baking it because after like mixing the dough, you have to scoop it into a flat pan, and then you have to like scrape that dough into the pan, and then as you scrape it to one side, it pulls this dough here, and then as you scrape it to this side, it pulls that dough there, and then you try and get it into all the corners, and you try to get it perfectly level, and then you put it into the oven and then it bakes and then you're trying to cut it and then you destroy all of the hard work. And then I'm like dragging myself, like armful per armful throughout my day, and I'm like, please, please. And then I'm like, here we are. This is what you're here for. Now especially every single time I have a bad experience, especially if I had a bad experience, I'm like, this is what you're here for. And it's like this joke I'm playing on myself, even sending you positive vibes. I will give you $1 every time I'm here. You should be You should have a donation tab. Nova, I have a Patreon account, dude. If you want to give me $1 every time you're here, you can like sign up for the $22.22 option per month. Then you can like rationalize showing up 22 times a month, dude. Or you can do the 11 times. We have a 4.44 as well, and we have a 1.11. We would love your support. Thank you, Nova. Sending you some positive vibes while I'm smoking on some dabs, Black Diamond. Thank you so much for those good vibes. My day has been weird shit. I've been feeling so strange and estranged. I feel normal, but at the same time, there's a nagging weird aura around you. Around me? Yeah, I feel it as well, dude. I feel it as well. I don't know if it's a weird aura. I feel a little bit antsy, I feel like I'm not completely here. There we go. That makes a little more sense. But I feel that way as well a little bit, man. I feel like I'm not being completely present. Yay, day 420 tomorrow. Day 420 tomorrow. You're right, friend. You're right. And we actually had someone ask us, the bearded Catriot himself, Dan, to do an official like joint rolling tutorial. So I'm gonna be shooting a joint rolling tutorial tomorrow. The light soul returned, sings lullaby to you and fruit cup, rocks to sleep, night night, time to rest. Thank you so much for those gentle vibes. I appreciate it, my friend. Take extra care today. Thank you so much, friends. But here we are. On B, we will not be defeated. No matter how difficult life becomes, we'll continue to show up for what we know is true. It's like I'm aware, but I'm just weird. I feel weird. My head feels heavy and weird. And yeah, I feel the exact same way, Nova. That's like you're describing exactly the way I've been feeling for this entire stream, my friend. You cannot be sorry for being tired. That's why the space is here. If you were always bubble melt, these conversations about self would hold no substance. Isaac, thank you, friend. Thank you for being so wise and for seeing me, friend. I genuinely appreciate it. I suspect it's caused to those ADD meds. Stop taking them, Nova. Like you should have started with that actually, friend. Goodness, dude. Oh goodness. Like they ruined so many experiences for me, man. I'm Mel. So much love to you. You know things will be fine. Hang in there. Much, much, much love. And feel free to rant. Thank you, Talia. Boom shakalaka. Good morning, my friends. I'm driving to work, but I hope the day leaves you better than it found you. Oh, it will. Uncle Becky. Drive safe, brother Bear. Reminds me of a kind person. Safe travels. I just googled rusk and they look like the most unappetizing food I have seen. You're supposed to dip them in coffee and they're pretty good salty. Like I wouldn't put it past it. They're pretty fine. Thank you for these words. Drive safe and remember how incredibly beautiful you are. Thank you so much for that love, Isaac. Just for $1 a day, never gets old. Just a single dollar, just $1. Never. So much love. Yo, I'm bad at rolling. I need this. Aiden, I hope it helps, friend. Say, maybe just relax today. Dancing is good for the soul, but your body is also saying it's okay to just be a lump today. It's true, Isaac. But I have, promised you friends on the Patreon that I'll do a weekly, thank you stream. I can do it tomorrow though. Thank you, Isaac, for giving me that freedom as well. Sending you friends so much love. So much love. Sometimes we have good days, sometimes bad days. Unity and separation are united and inseparable. Don't forget, it's all perfect. I actually said those words yesterday thinking about you, Aiden. Unity and separation are united and inseparable. Thank you, friends, for being here with me, even though I felt a little bit tired and mentally constipated. It's like a word I would use as well. Like I feel like I have all of this stuff inside, but my means of saying words only takes small chips out of this block of things I want to say. And we've chopped and we've chopped and we've chopped, and thank you for helping me pick up the bits, for melting it apart of ourselves again. Yeah, I appreciate it so much. I'm prescribed. I feel like I'm just lazy, but somehow it makes me focus. Usually I feel anxious and tired on it. After 4 hours, I'm just bland. I don't care and I don't feel like it might be affecting. Every day is a bad day. Every day is a good day. Nothing is balanced, but everything is balanced. The infinity infinites. Hope you're all having a beautiful day. You're all perfect the way you are. You are all perfect in the way that you are, friends. Know that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. You know, sometimes it feels like we're doing things wrong. We're not living our lives the way we're supposed to be living our lives. We're not na 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 na. We're not na 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 na. We're not watching mama. No, you are here to share light. You being here means you're sharing light. And I'm not meaning in this stream right now, I mean in this world with us. You are sharing light. That's why you're here, friend, to share light. Remember that intrinsic, fundamental goal that you came here with and realize that everything you do is that sharing light. Thank you. Thank you so much. Sweet dreams. No more trains. Place pillow over the face and go to sleep. Much, 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 much. Num, 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 num. I love you, friends, so much. I really don't want to say goodbye, but I can already not look forward enough to seeing you, friends, again tomorrow. Eternal blessings to every single one of you. Thank you. I see the love. Thank you so much. Thank you so, so much. Thank you so much. I cannot thank you enough. Namaste. I appreciate you, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Nova, I pray I'll sleep. I do. I pray you sleep as well, friend. Have a good night, my friend. Goodbye. I'm happy that you enjoyed it. Sending you so much love. I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow, man. Or, in a week, or in a month, or in 5 years, whatever you feel comfortable with. I hope you feel better about the